Well, hi guys. Thanks for talking
Awesome.
to me today. I very much enjoyed the show and I enjoyed the episode. So, to start off, can you two talk about working with each other? I mean, what's it been like for both of you?
Yeah.
It's awful. I think we made a huge mistake. We'd love to take it back. No, Eliza's amazing. You know, as everyone knows, Eliza's been the lead of her show for 6 seasons, and that sort of like self-owning leadership is something that it can only be really earned through experience. And I really felt that with Eliza. It's just that, like, not to say that I'm responsible for the show in any way, but there sometimes feels like there's a bit of responsibility that falls on me to represent the show in some way and to carry it in such a way, especially on set, but to feel that ownership from Eliza as an individual herself also felt very liberating in a way, to just kind of let go of the reins a little bit. And it's great to share that responsibility together with her.
Yeah, I mean, I feel the same way about Ray. You know, uh, I feel really lucky to have joined a show that everybody is so well looked after, and Ray does play a huge part in that. He sets the tone so beautifully. Everybody feels safe. Everybody feels motivated, and yeah, I'm really lucky to be a part of that.
So, can the two of you sort of tease? I mean, is this going to be a sort of, romance type of thing? I mean, people haven't really seen the episode yet or what's coming, but I know you're in, quite a few episodes. So, is there anything you're allowed to say sort of about, I guess, where that's headed in that sense?
We're not
Was
allowed
it?
to say, oh yeah, go on.
No. No, I was just gonna say that, there's definitely a connection, and we seem to continue to run into each other. But yeah, we don't know.
All right. Fair enough. Liza, what's it like? Can you sort of talk about for Hannah, her having to kind of adapt to seeing someone with a different face and accepting that? Like, how is she sort of able to reconcile that and adapt with that?
I think the fact that she hasn't seen the real Ben really adds an interesting layer. I think it's really cool that she can have this amazing connection with someone, this instant familiarity with someone that she's never actually seen, and I think it's a really clever plot tool. Actually, it makes it really fun to watch.
Now, let me ask you, Raymond. There's quite a bit of action. I mean, not that there is obviously in the whole show, but even this episode has a couple fight scenes in there. Actually, you're both kind of in on it, but more so your character. So, can you talk a bit about that? Like, what was that like for this episode?
I love action. I love fighting. I don't consider myself an action person, so when I get to do it, it's really exciting. And we have an incredible stunt crew that just, the moment they see that on a script, they're like, oh yeah, this is going to be amazing. And Thomas Vu, who is my stunt double, we actually went to college together. So we like to work. We have a great shorthand when it comes to fighting. He knows what I'm capable of doing, and he knows how to make me look good. And yeah, I mean, I think our writers and our producers have gotten keen on seeing that, that I can pull off some action, and they've been continuing to add more. And I certainly love doing it. I love every part of it, the choreography, the execution, the angles on what's going to look good, how to really sell this. And now we're starting to layer in the stories within the fight sequences, which is really exciting because, you watch any great action star like Jackie Chan or anybody, they're able to actually tell a story through fighting. And I think that's, one of the great tools of cinema is to be able to tell stories in so many different ways other than just words. So yeah, more of that keeps me happy.
What about you, Liza? I mean, you're sort of in that stunt scene, I guess, as well. Maybe not quite as much, but do you enjoy that kind of thing?
I was thankful that I didn't have to learn too many moves because I'm a little rusty. It's been a long time since I was, kicking ass in fight scenes. But I think it's fascinating. I prefer to watch it more than I like to do it, if I'm honest. Like I loved watching Ray do that scene. He was so in it. It was really, and he picks up choreography so quickly. I'm jealous.
Now, let me ask you, and I don't know if this you can even tell me or not, but I have to assume that each episode is going to be still a different time period. So are you doing like some kind of age makeup or anything like that as time moves on? I'm assuming he's not going back to the same exact time every episode.
They haven't told me yet. I really don't know how that's going to work or how that's going to play out, but I'm excited to find out.
You guys, though, do get to, especially you, Raymond, do get to go to still some different time period. You get a lot, and she at least gets a couple different time periods, different settings, that kind of thing. What's that been like? And do you have like a favorite one that you've been able to visit through the magic of television?
I used to have favorites, but now having been through so many periods in time, they've all just sort of become all of my favorites for different reasons. One really cool thing that happens in the second season is that we go beyond the timeline of Ben's existence, and we actually go beyond the country, actually. And that is really neat because now we're exploring historical moments. We go back to ancient history, we go back to, we can now start to sort of geopolitically address issues that have happened overseas, with our soft take on it, right? And so far, it's been a lot of American-centric historical moments in time. But now we get to venture further beyond that. So now I'm starting to, I was never a real big history buff, but every time period that we go to, I gain a little more knowledge and I gain some perspective. And that's one of the major points of our show too, is to understand history and to rewrite history. And so it's really neat that we get to do that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know whether, Eliza, if you were in this episode or not, but you got to travel to Egypt. Was that like, what was that like filming there?
It's bonkers. I mean, it's hard to even now that it's been months, I still can't, there's a picture of Ben Song in front of the Giza pyramids and it looks superimposed. It doesn't look like a real picture. And I suppose that's how it's supposed to feel, right? Yeah. I still haven't been really able to articulate it in such a way, but to be a foot away from the foot of the Sphinx, I mean, that's a bucket list magnified 100,000 times, right? So yeah, still articulating it, still trying to find the words for it.
Did you get to go to Egypt or were you not in that one?
I cannot say.
You cannot say? Okay. Well, let me ask you this. I didn't realize that you had an accent until you started talking. Is that something that's difficult for you on the show? Because you obviously do a good job, because I sure didn't know it. Even from your other shows that I've seen, I didn't know it.
Oh, well, thank you. That means I'm doing my job properly.
Yeah.
I think I grew up with a lot of American television, which I can attribute a lot of that to. But I will tell you, coming into Quantum Leap, it's, and especially my first episode in 1949, there was sort of I had to put a little bit of a spin on my accent that I haven't before, which was to, have her accent reflect the time period. Yeah. But yeah, it's really fun and it does trip me up sometimes, but I do love playing with accent. It's good.
Well, I very much enjoyed the episode that I've seen. Well, the 2 episodes I've seen with the 2 of you now, and the rest of the show I really enjoyed. It's a great show. So thank you both of you for talking to me. I appreciate it, and have a good rest of your day.
Thanks so much.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.